Well, hello everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to. And this is, I just love this name too. It's Mastermind Magnets. And with our mind, we become magnetic, and we attract the things that we want in our all-powerful mind. And those of you that don't know, I'm a mental scientist and behavioral psychologist. And then I'm also in real estate, and I help real estate agents and brokers to increase their business and their wealth. And today it's just going to be over the top again. That we have some really just incredible information to help you to really take. And in fact, I would suggest that you take notes on this. And I'm going to give you some things that I just discovered yesterday that is really going to help your business if you want even another leads program. And so, as we normally do here in Mastermind Magnets, I'll start out and give you kind of an overview on where we are and some good tips and strategies for us. And then we'll open it up to all of us and hear about, because it's a mastermind group. And so we learn from each other, and 1 + 1 = 11. I used to say 1 + 1 = 3, but I like the 11 one. That's even more. And so to kind of understand on the perspective that there's three considerations for a prospect, if you will, for a home buyer or seller, three considerations when selecting an agent. And the most important one is relevant, local, and national when it impacts us locally on national news, as well as the economy. And for all kinds of reasons, and I'm sure we've all experienced that in the last few months, how it's so important to really understand what is going on, and then our role. And let's see, I got a lot of static there. I'll mute all for right now, and then know that you can unmute yourself. And so if you have any questions as we get going here, that just let me know. But again, it's this relevant local expertise, and for us to be a calming element in all of these things that are going out in the world, that people will love you for it. And remember, people do business with people that they like, and then we're also uplifters. And so all of this today will help you to be able to give both yourself, your family, and then other people some comfort, but also then that upliftment. And again, we're all uplifters. And so as far as I want to look at the global, we'll kind of look at the global perspective, and then get right down to some nitty gritty, really good stuff on real estate and how to help you with your real estate business. But I'm going to first look at the good news about our health, and to know that 99.99% of us are all fine and will be fine. And so from February 1st to June 6th, they have now come out with the mortality rate in the U.S. And so there were 1.1 million people that died. And again, I typically don't like looking at, people that have transitioned, if you will, passed away, but because it's on a lot of our prospects' minds that we need to give them some ease. And so to help them realize that 99.99% of us are all fine, that those that did go, if you will, that first of all of us will go at some time because of old age. And so I'm not even including that in this, and it's really all kind of part of it. But that know that out of the 1.1 million people that did pass on, 91% of them were for causes other than the virus. 91%. So most people die on other things. And just so you understand, because I don't think the news has ever brought this up, but to understand the number one, and this is actually worldwide, even though the statistics I just shared with you and some more that I will share is in the United States, that the number one reason for death worldwide is heart disease. And then the number two is cancer, and cancer is caused by dis-ease, our own dis-ease, and so then it doesn't make our body that natural well-being, that and natural health that we have. The number 3 one is pneumonia, and pneumonia is a big killer. And so again, to kind of help people realize that you're really focused on the wrong stuff. If you're just focused on your health and thinking about ease, and in fact, I've seen Kevin there, and he has a Tiva, the product that is just good to lose weight, whatever. And I was actually on it for a while. And so he's actually a health advisor as well as a real successful real estate agent. And so that's, so 1 is heart disease, 2 is cancer, which is caused by disease. Then there's pneumonia, and it's really kind of like a virus, if you will. And it's like I say, number 3, and way more deaths than the current pandemic, if you will, and COVID. And then number 5 and number 6 are car accidents and the normal flu. So people have died from the flu for thousands of years, whatever. So which means number 4 is, and only 9% of the people that passed away, according to the CDC, that only 9% of those people are the virus. So it's really not this thing that is being given. And the other good news, in the last 30 days, that 2/3 of all deaths, of the virus, have decreased. And so like it's just going down, and it's decreasing. And again, to give yourself ease, to give your family, and to give the world, clients, that is. But even better news than this, and you'll be surprised why I even say it's better, is that more people are getting the virus. And you might say, what do you mean? That's not good. Well, first of all, as I shared with you about a month ago, there would be more reported cases of the virus. And the reason why, they're testing more. So, it's no big surprise. It's no big deal. And 98.5% of the people that get it don't have any symptoms or mild symptoms. So again, this just really isn't what has been portrayed when you look at these facts. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't, be careful and do whatever you want to do, whatever you think is best for your health, and that's all fine. But these type of things, flus and different diseases, have been around forever. But the reason why this is good news is, like, for example, in Florida, a lot of people are getting it in their age, like 25 to 40. And remember that the actual mean is 80 years old of people that die from this. And so, but these younger people are getting it. And the good news on that is, and this happens with every disease, and any flu or whatever, is it's called herd immunity. And so as we have more people, so most of these people aren't even sick at all, okay, because they're younger and they're typically healthier, and so there's no symptoms, very little symptoms on it, but that we get herd immunity, which is going to be good for the younger generation, if you will, and then especially children. And so so that is one big focal point. Like, I can't even turn on the TV. I'm watching now, like, Family Guy, just kind of for fun, on the side. Just I don't want to watch all that stuff. It has nothing to do with me. Remember, we're the creators of our experience, and so it's whatever you accept. And if you accept it as a belief and as the truth, then it'll be done on you. So I just accept that, hey, it's healthy, wealthy, successful, and that's what we're going to be. And then the other one, which is vitally important, is this need for equality, for justice, the needed reform for all of us good souls, for everyone, for Black, Hispanic, white, Asian, and that all people, we all have the same blood that runs through us, all the same color. And so there is needed reform, and I'm right in the midst of all that. And if you want to join me, you can just text me or email me. But on July 1st at 10 o'clock Central Time, we're going to have a panel of some of the leading experts in the United States about this reform. And then we're going to also have the regular people, if you will, there to input and say what they think that needs to be done. And then we're going to take that information and we're going to actually develop training for police officers, and because we're all trained to do that, if you will. So and that's actually one of our lead programs that we have in real estate. And again, you might think like right now that, hey, what does this have, what does this have to do with real estate? All of this has a lot to do with real estate, because our clients, they need to really understand a better perspective, bigger perspective. And so we looked at health, and that again, 99.99% of us are healthy. And then there is reform, and the reform is coming, and we're actively working on that. And then we actively help first responders, because and this is just an amazing statistic, that the number of bad incidences like that happen in Minnesota, Atlanta, it's 0.003% of the time. So all of these, literally millions of cases that happen on a regular basis, and that police officers call to, a scene, a case, whatever. And in fact, domestic violence that they were telling me yesterday, it's the number 3 death in a shooting for a police officer is domestic violence. So some people have said, oh, why don't we get some community people to just take care of things like domestic violence? You don't want to do that, is domestic violence. So it's a matter of really educating and understanding for all of us. And so that's just some real good information to, kind of look at. And then again, if you have any questions or comments about that, let me know. And then let's get specifically now, we're going to kind of get into now real estate. And folks, real estate is booming. That I remember Brian had mentioned on our mastermind group about how it was like a hose that was pinched off, in February, March timing, and there were all these buyers and all these sellers, and there's a lot of buyers out there. And so really what you want to do is, my counsel would be to get focus on listings. And so we have areas and strategies in order to get listings or inventory, and one of them is new home building. And so another event, just so you know, on Thursday, we'll explain all of that, and that's 11 o'clock Central. And we changed our times to 11 o'clock Central Time now on these 2 events. And but you'll learn about all the lead programs and everything. So I'll send you information about that. But that's really exciting on Thursday, what we have in store for you. So it's booming. More jobs are now coming on board. In fact, they had 2 million more people employed last month than they realized. And of course, job directly relates to real estate. So folks, real estate in the next 4 months is going to be booming. The reason why I say 4 months is because you do, June, July, August, September, and then in October, the flu season will happen, and probably the media will take over, and then we'll kind of be back into this. But I also, my prediction is we'll never have a shutdown like this again. Also, you can expect in about year 2022, the taxes are going to start substantially going up from probably the high of like around 37, 39% right now, probably 60%, because we need to pay for all of our debt and then all of the stuff that we have been giving away. And then, of course, everybody knows, but it's a great topic. So it's so important to connect with your sphere of influence now. And it really to get out there, and this way you have a more positive perspective on some of these world events, that are happening, American events that are happening. But what can I talk to them? Well, one of the things is this low interest rate. And I wouldn't necessarily tell them this, but the low interest rate is expected to be that way for a couple of years. However, right now, it's even dipped below 3%. So this is the time for 2 things: to sell your house, because actually home prices, and again, I shared with you, a couple months ago that home prices would actually go up, and they did 1.5%. Everybody thought it would be down. And new home builders, they're up 20%. And again, everybody thought that they were down. So there's really some good news. But one of the things to talk to them about for a buyer is that, hey, you get to have more house. And then also for the seller is that there's more buyers that qualify now because of the low interest, and they're mainly concerned with the monthly payment now. And again, these are all things that have changed in the last 3 months. And that's why we all need to recognize the world has changed, our customer has changed, and to get to know that. And that brings me to the point on green used to be all it on the environment. Well, green now is being replaced by clean. And so you really want to honor other people if they want to do, we've had virtual closings now and virtual showings and virtual open houses. And so I have some really exciting news too on some new ways to be able to do all of those things virtually. And then just as a couple other points, and I mentioned some of these last week, but for some of you that didn't catch it, that people are moving out of the bigger cities, going into the suburbs. So be looking at, where are you, depending on where you are, and then be thinking about people who want to do that. Also millennials, that they're getting into the nesting stage now. And about the third of millennials already actually own a home and are going to upsize. And so when you do contact a millennial, don't think that it might not be their first home that they have, but now they're into nesting, and they're into nesting out of downtown. And some of these riots had affected this, and it's better pricing out there, and some other things. So a couple of listing tips, and again, we're running through a lot of good, just specific things that are hot right now, but listing tips: don't make any upgrades to your square footage at all, except the kitchen if you are. Use neutral colors, kind of the same thing, and get the front yard looking spiffy. So nothing too new about that, but just important things. And in fact, we're going to have Teresa a little bit later share with us how she did a virtual tour of a home, and it was just exquisite. And it's on LinkedIn, you can actually take a look at it, but she can help you with how to do it. And it all starts with how excited you are. And Teresa's all excited about this house and say, oh, and look at this front door. Look at, she pointed out details, and it was just so amazing and made everybody salivate and say, hey, I want to, buy this too. And then buyers are looking for more of the high technology and, the vacuums in each room, whatever. And so look at, what type of technology. They're also looking for more rooms, because a lot of people are doing Zoom. And so sometimes the couple needs 2 Zoom rooms. Okay. And so again, just to have this on top of your mind. And then again, they're most interested in looking for the monthly payment. So there's a review of kind of real estate, if you will, overall in the world and where we are. And any thoughts or comments before I move on to some other good things? Okay, with that yesterday, I had a live we have Agent Wealth Success, and it's a live national podcast that we do with the top agents, brokers, and the resources for agents and brokers. Yesterday, I had a guy on by the name of Aaron Martinez, and he basically can get you about 20. Now, this would cost money. Most of our lead programs don't cost money, and you never pay me for my coaching and all that. But in this case, there is a little money. But listen to this. He typically is getting agents about 20 appointments a week. And he is just a master, and they're typically earning in the first week. In other words, they have a signed contract of some kind, but they're earning about 16 to 25 grand in the first week with this guy. And what he is, he's a master at advertising and doing it on social media, and mainly Facebook. So I would suggest that you write down, like if you ever have done what is it called when you do on Facebook, when you do a boost on Facebook, okay? He basically said, you're just wasting your money there. Now, So Facebook, and this is really pertinent in that this is up to date and always give the most up to date information, but Facebook has changed. You know, when you would run an ad, you could typically get like what age group they're in and some other information that you could get about who you want to attract with your boost. Well, that's no longer available. But there's actually something better available. And the reason why the government got down on Facebook and said, hey, you can't be doing that. So if you do, and again, I would suggest you write this down. It's business.facebook.com. So business.facebook.com. Now, that's kind of the back end of Facebook. And what you do is you set up ads, and this guy is a master at getting buyers and getting listings, okay? And the way that he typically can do it, if you want to do a whole campaign with him, is so he'll run ads, and just with the right, you know, everything's about what your script is, what about what you know, the words you're using, if you will, to attract these customers. But on the back end, when you pay for an ad, and they're cheap ads, you know, with Facebook, when you pay for an ad, he'll get the right words for you. And there's actually free training that I'm going to give you to where you can do this yourself. And I'll show you where to go on this. But you'll be able to, when you do the ad, and he'll give you some of the right words and everything, and all this free training that he has. And then what happens is it just goes out to the population, and it can be, you know, in your geographic area, it'll go out to the population. Well, what happens is Facebook's technology will take over, and the people that start saying, hey, I'm interested, I'm looking to buy a home, then what Facebook does, because see, legally they can't have you do it, but they can legally now start targeting people that are buyers. And so they start seeing, hey, what kind of people, what age group are they, et cetera. And so they start attracting buyers to you. So what he does, he sets up a program first with just buyers on Facebook, on this business.facebook.com. And he gets a bunch of buyers. And so they're, you know, active business for you, and it's good. But then what he does, and so let's say, you know, in 1 week, he gets 20 appointments, okay? He typically is getting about 80, by the way, buyers interested, but he has questionnaires to have them fill out so they're not just tire kickers, you know, and so these 20 appointments are really gold. Well, what he does then in week 2 is he sends out, with special of his verbiage that he uses, he sends out on, hey, if you're looking to list your home, I have a whole list of buyers ready to go. And so in week 1, he's got, you know, in essence, 87, or, you know, typically it's 80 to 90, but, you know, let's call it 80 buyers, but he's really got 20 really interested buyers. And so now this is how he gets listings, because, you know, if somebody's considering doing their house, and man, they just saw on Facebook that they can do it. And again, these listings, that once those people respond to it, that Facebook now starts building on what kind of customer is this. And so it just becomes more and more effective. Anyways, just amazing place. Now, where can you get the free ads training? And so again, I would write this down on Facebook, join the group, Real Estate Marketing Secrets. So again, if you want to do this, that we already have lead programs that'll give you plenty of business, but here's just another resource for you, Real Estate Marketing Secrets. And so I would suggest that if anything, you go up there, take a look at it. He's got different videos, and you may want to just tweak. You know, everything's just about tweaking just a little about what we're doing in order to have huge, huge gains. And I always refer to it as the baseball player who gets, you know, in college, hits goes 200, and the guy that in college that hits 300 goes and makes millions of dollars in baseball. What's the difference? One more hit every 10 times at bat. So that's same with us. We just need to tweak it. So you may want to take a look, but he was rattling off. And the good news is, of course, I have this recorded. So if you want to see this, that it'll be, if you're on my mailing list, that it'll actually be sent to you probably within the next couple of days. They're working on it and make it look pretty, but my marketing department is doing that and we'll have it. So that's pretty cool stuff, huh? I love that. And so with that, I also have a bunch of different things, but I do want to open it up. But let me just, there are, just know that on pricing trends, there are ways to really understand where pricing is going. And on the supply side, it's the number of listings that are coming on the market. On the demand side, what it is a snapshot of what's happening today on close data with that within 30 to, on listing contracts that were signed, and that way you could, so they didn't close yet because that's kind of old information, but kind of a neat one. This idea of resuburbanization, and again, that's where people are just starting to move out more. Migration from apartments to single-family residences because of the it is so cost effective. The tsunami of right sizing, and so there really people are looking at right sizing. And again, that mortgage stuff. And then you'll see also, by the way, you'll see brokers starting to consolidate their offices. Why? Because first of all, nobody goes to the broker office. Even the agents don't, okay? When I was a broker with 420 agents, I did. So you're gonna see them starting to cut costs because they have all these high costs, and there are, companies out there, brokers out there that have reduced most of their costs because they don't have all that brick and mortar. So you're gonna see that. And so basically that, and again, I have all that kind of detail, and I'll get more into all that next week. But with that, let's open it up. Any questions, comments about what was said, or anything new, anything that you'd like to say, share with us about this mindset and where we are, Mastermind group, and where we are. So thoughts, comments? Oh, come on.
It's all good stuff. I wanted to share one thing I talked about a couple weeks ago. I've got my love signs ready. I don't know if that's.
I love that. So yeah, so basically you're looking, I don't know, on my screen, I have both Ryan and Teresa, and they're some of the top agents in America. And Ryan, what he wanted to do during the pandemic, especially when they were closed down, but we're kind of closed down again. So, and he's still doing it. It's just a great one. But he didn't use his name or anything on those signs, but he basically went to his clients, his prospects, his spheres of influence. And he said, hey, instead of having these signs that say don't fear, which makes you think about fear or whatever, that he said, I think I'm going to make some signs on just love, and just and would you like to put a sign of love out on your yard? So Ryan has gotten so much, first of all, he's just touched the world and helped them to, feel better on all of that and feel good. And they got a sign of love. And so how many signs did you make, Ryan?
I got like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
Just start out there and had to make a few. And, I've had a couple of referrals from clients, and I definitely get them one in their yard. It's one of those things, like, you don't have to, you can just say, hey, do you want me to put it in your yard, and go up and put it in their yard? And so just go from there. And I'm going to put one in my window of my condo so that you'll see the hearts and the love and all that. So it's all good. I think, a couple of things that I wanted to just make comments on as well.
Yeah.
One thing that I've been practicing is there's this term social distancing. Like all of this stuff to me is just one way. And so my idea is like, okay, what is my new way? What is the way that I want to live my life and I want my business to look into? And because ultimately, like I'm the creator of that. And if I allow ultimately what's happening in the outside world is just a reflection of what's going on inside. So it's something for some people to really think about and consider. But one of the things that I've been doing is practicing media distancing. Really important to practice. Like if you are near it and you hear it, you've got to get at least 12 feet away, or maybe further. If you're in and around someplace, you've got to move away because it's very unhealthy because of the amount of negativity. Because all of what we talk about and much of what we talk about here is mindset, and our mindset is so important. And all of this stuff that is surfacing, it's all good. Everything is good in God's world. Everything. Look, and if someone said, well, that's not good, and like, give me a call and I'll have a conversation with you about things that have happened in my life where I understand in the moment, a lot of times it hurts and it's painful, but there's a reason for that hurt, and that pain is to help us grow and expand and become our better selves. In fact, I'll just share this with all of you real quickly. Is my daughter passed away when she was just before her 4-year birthday. And when she transitioned, and as she was moving on, and she's in the non-physical, and we all have that non-physical connection anyways, we all do.
Right.
One common theme that has always come up in and around her in a message is everything is okay. It's all right. Everything is okay. So I know all of that played out exactly how it was supposed to. And it helps me to understand when we're going through any challenges, is go, okay, what am I supposed to see in this to help me become a better person? And there may be some things to process through and deal with. I don't think it's something to just go, oh yeah, just push it away. Because what happens a lot of times is if you just push it away and shove it down, it'll come back up.
At some point.
If you don't deal with it, it'll keep coming up. And that has nothing to do with real estate. Let me give you some quick numbers here.
Yeah.
But it may have everything to do with real estate as well.
Yeah.
In the past 7 days, there have been 3,400 new listings and homes back on the market. But in that,
you're talking about Dallas, Fort Worth now?
Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And this is probably pretty similar in other areas, but yeah, this is DFW. So 3,400 basically homes coming on the market. But in that same time, there have been contracts and pending sales of over 7,200 homes.
Wow.
So that's really leaning towards seller's market. What you were talking about early, just to confirm, to get the listings and focus on that. Not to say that you don't work with buyers, because you don't want to, you want to have a balance and, and all of that, but it just give some numbers to just solidify what you were sharing about the importance of getting listings right now.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and just so you know that Brian's daughter, Chloe, that she's an angel, and so she's with us all the time, and guiding us, and so it's just great, and we love her and welcome her to the show.
Oh yeah, she's here smiling, having fun. She likes to be mentioned, and she's happy to touch everyone right now, and that's just the thing. Anyone who hears about my daughter or knows about her, the one thing that anyone who knows it's all love.
Yeah.
It's all love and compassion that comes in and around and through her. So it's all good. And ultimately, if we can continually, no matter what anyone's opinions are, no matter what they think, and if they have a differing opinion, and I had a conversation with someone the other day and kind of got, and I just flat out, I love you. It doesn't matter that you believe in a certain way. Just, so what? To me, if we can love unconditionally, love people where they are,
Yeah.
our world will be a better, and it is a better place, and it is getting better. And a day at a time, like it's like there's just a lot of wonderful things happening.
Yeah.
Um, I could write down 100 things right now that I appreciate. I appreciate that my mom is here in town helping me, and that we
Yeah.
get to go back to Iowa with her and spend time there with my oldest son. And I told Dr. Hank another story about uh, bobble boys. My youngest son, we didn't understand what he was saying and kept trying to guess. Is it bobble? Is it babble? What do you? He was talking about these the haircut place and all that. We couldn't figure it out. And then finally, my mom, after about 5 minutes of us going back and forth and playing this game, she said, "Are you saying barber boys?" And he said, "Yes." So he'd been going to the barber boys.
Oh,
We call
God.
it the bobble boys now if you're going to get your haircut.
That-
So much fun and good going on.
Yeah, that's great. I think I'm going to just, um, because we did bring up Chloe, and I think it's just the right time for us to do this, and then we'll open it up again. And I know Teresa wants to share just some of the great things that are happening in her life. And let's all just think about Chloe, and I would suggest that why don't you just follow my breath? Breath is the fastest way to connect with your higher self, if you will, your higher power. And so I just ask that all of us, let's just close our eyes and just get relaxed. And if you will, when you breathe in 5 seconds, really deep, all the way down to your toes. Breathe in. And then breathe out 5 seconds. And so again, just follow me and breathe in. We're going to do this for about a minute. Breathe in. And just say to yourself, relax. And start becoming very relaxed. Quiet your mind. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And just relax now. Let's start at the top of our head. Just open up our crown and let the loving energy of God flow into us. Just imagine it liquid, white, bright light flowing into your mind and creating better thoughts for you, flowing into all of your senses to enhance your senses and all of your cells, and creating perfect health for you with your cells, and going into your feelings, into your spirit, and just feeling so good now, so relaxed. Relax your eyes, and just have your eyes just feel so relaxed that you can be difficult to open because they're so relaxed. Relax your jaw, relax your neck, relax your shoulders, your arms. Allow relaxation to run all the way down your arms, your hands, your fingertips. Relax now your throat, relax your lungs, your chest. Now go over to your beautiful heart and just open up your heart and allow that love from your heart to just flow throughout your whole body, throughout your mind, your thoughts, your feelings. You are so loved. Breathe in And breathe out. And relaxing now your stomach and all of your organs, just getting so relaxed, feeling so good, so comfortable, so at ease. Relax your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. And just feel so relaxed and feel at one with your higher power. And feel the essence of Chloe with you now, loving you, guiding you, shining her light on you. Just feel the essence of all the love and all that is in you and around you. Feeling so relaxed and at ease. You were born to succeed. The infinite within you always succeeds and is always providing you divine guidance, love, divine support. And divine peace fills now our soul, the essence of all that we are. Divine love saturates our mind now, like that sign that Brian has of love. Just take your love now. Not only love yourself, but take that love, take it to your loved ones, take it to your family and your friends, your clients, and to the world. Just send them love and peace. Infinite intelligence guides us now in all ways. God's riches flows to us freely. We are advancing and moving forward and growing now in such beautiful ways, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually. These truths are sinking into our subconscious mind now, and we are becoming love, we are success, we are joy, we are prosperous, and abundance flows to us now. More business just out of the blue comes to us. More streams of revenue in different areas in surprising and delightful ways flows to us now. God's love fills our soul, and God's peace fills our mind and our heart. God prospers us in all wanted ways. We are now one with God, connected, tapped in, tuned in to that vibration of God and all of our desires. We're flying now with Chloe and our angels, feeling so good, so happy, so filled with joy, so appreciative of everything that we have right now. And we are so expectant for having that bright, abundant, happy, peaceful, joyous future now. We claim that as ours now, that our life is robust and it's getting even more robust, more filled with more of the things that we desire. We now mold and fashion and create our own destiny. We do the asking, and then the Father does the work and brings us all of our goodies. It's as though we're on this beautiful river, the stream of life. And we're singing, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but our dream. And it's our dream that we make true now. Our thoughts are the seeds of goodness, truth, prosperity, and beauty. We are the planters of this glorious life, and we now expect our harvest to overflow in our lives in magical ways. Wealth is simply a state of mind, and we go there now. We believe in the law of riches and now allow the riches to flow to us in a mighty mountain river. We tap into the riches of our subconscious mind, claiming prosperity and abundance, money, and more business in our life. God is the source of our supply, and we trust that God shall deliver to us the abundant life. It's here with us now. We dwell in the mind of God and claim divine understanding and divine answers and solutions to all of our desires now. We so appreciate God's riches that flow into our lives now, easily and gracefully and powerfully. We are open to those things that we have asked for. We are in a state of allowing and receiving all of this good to us now. And this is forever active and forever present in our minds and our bodies, and our spirit and our emotions. And this is now done to each one of us. And we now take our heart and we extend our hearts out to each other. We become one together, knowing that we're all connected to the same higher power, the same love, and that we now are here to help each other to grow and deliver all the things that we have asked for. And this is now so, and so it is. Amen. And breathe deeply. And now I invite you back into the room, into your chair, and open up your eyes and welcome back. Well, hello. How's everybody feeling? I feel good, like I knew that I would. So good, I got you. And I love this. I feel nice, like sugar and spice. All right. Woo. So that was great. And Teresa, would you like to share with us kind of what's going on in your life? Again, one of the probably the top 1% agent in America, and just the most loving, wonderful lady, and helping, we have the first responders program, and she really created, and which is just a blessing to so many first responders, and then the new home builders, and now developed this just amazing way to be able to virtually get yes from every new home buyer consultant in our market. And so, Teresa, what's going on, girl?
Hi, Dr. Hank. It's good to see you today.
Yes.
And I want to say that, Ryan, I really like to hug you for 5 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Know that my love is there with you. And Kevin, it's good to see you, and Ron and Tammy and Carol, and hey, Paula. So happy you all are on here.
Yeah.
To answer a couple of questions that you asked me earlier is what my results have been this year in working with first responders. I would say that it's really been tremendous business-wise. But compassion-wise or passion-wise, it's been so much more rewarding than I ever had imagined before I started the program. In that you become just like your other clients. We're heart people, because our group, we want to experience happiness, health, wealth, freedom. We want the whole package. But there's something else really unique about all of us, in that we want everybody else to have it too.
Yeah.
And that's really why this profession is so incredibly such a perfect fit for all of us. But I would say that last month there were 2 closings that were the result of a first responder client's referral.
Oh, wow. Referrals from them. So it wasn't actually a first responder.
No.
That's great.
So I'm starting to see second and third generation referrals.
Wow.
And when I had created in my mind and heart this program, I knew that this is how it was going to be because there's such a tight-knit group for so many different reasons. And not unlike our other clients, there's a level of friendship and trust that develops. And there's also a really strong sense of loyalty when you're working with a first responder and their families.
Yes.
The month before that, there were three through,
Three close deals that were first responders a month before.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of far back enough to go, but the results from where those came from, I'll just give you an example of one that there was double transaction. And those of you that are curious about first responder resources or even what's going on in the market generally, is most of the, well, I wouldn't say most, a very high percentage of clients that you're going to be working with, if you aren't already, are double transactions. People want to move. They want to sell their house. Their houses are selling in 24 hours or less. And they are moving into a new home and they're looking at 3.25, 3.50. This is going to be my prediction. This is going to go on for a very long period of time.
Awesome.
So when you talked earlier about the benefits of all of these societal contrasts, that's one of the blessings. Not just the sun is shining and we're alive and well and we're loved, but our business is in the limelight.
Right.
And, going back to the first responder program, it's just really a very large niche of people that once you have started to develop relationships amongst them, then it starts to catapult.
Yeah.
And so going back to the double transaction in May, sorry, I'm getting my months mixed. I think it was May. Yeah, yeah. So that double transaction came from networking with other people to invite them to come into the first responder resources program, because one of the biggest parts of it is inviting people that are going to take care of your clients, and in this case, first responders, and also contribute something, because it is a resource program and it is about contribution.
Right.
And so if you decide that this is something that you want to do, those of you that are on the call, if you bring a CPA to the table and they offer to do, say, I don't know, their taxes for free the first year or whatever they can afford because they have a business.
Yeah.
But whatever they can contribute, that is a relationship for you right there. I want you to be our preferred CPA for our group. And I would like for you to contribute. This is first responder stuff. I would like you to contribute something that you're comfortable with. And so they do. Well, that person is now you now have a relationship with that business.
Right. Right. Right.
And so you're not just going to do business with them and send them first responders. You're going to send them other clients as well.
Right.
So you just handed somebody a huge value.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have a different level of loyalty.
Yeah.
One of the vendors, first responder vendors, is a woman that owns a staging company. And in that double transaction that happened in May, she wanted to be part of it, the first responder resources. And so she's offering $100 towards staging services to first responders and their families.
Yeah.
So then last week, I get a call from her, and this is the second time this has happened. And she referred me to a client. I just listed their home in Princeton, and as soon as we're under contract, we're going to go look for a home for them in Savannah, around 300,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that person is not a first responder, but that person is a first responder advocate and preferred vendor.
Yeah.
So you can see how this catapults into so many different avenues to increase your business, and where you can contribute greatly to the people that protect and serve us in our communities. And so that's just a really good couple of examples of the results.
It's great. It's unreal because what it's done is just mushroom more than what we thought. And for those of you that want to know more, that Teresa and I actually did on Age and Wealth Success, a podcast on that. And so we have a recording on that for the details on all of that. And you can get with Teresa or I, and we can give you those details. But basically, it's a program where, you know, you are giving part of your commissions, but then you're getting a mortgage person to give part of theirs. And then the other value that we provide is, and again, this could be anywhere in the United States, like I can do it via Zoom typically, is that I do mindset training for the first responders. And so like these cities are just loving this, and we're asked all the time to do either live or Zoom events with them to help them. Is I have 3 steps to help them to increase their health, wealth, and success. And it's real easy steps, but the step 1 is good feeling thoughts, and how to have better feeling thoughts, and how to be guided by your higher power to the things that, you know, will make you feel better and will be better for you and the whole world. So it's just incredible. And we really, I never even thought about on how all the referrals would come from either other first responders or get other business partners, if you will, coming in, and whether they're stagers or mortgage or title or whatever. But, you know, it's just really a fabulous. And I know in one closing, like, it was a police chief, and they walked away from the table with $10,000 in their hand, and that month, you know, you made like 35 grand or whatever that month, and so it's like, hey, you know, it's helping everybody, and it's way more than ever. And again, that's just one of our lead programs. We have 4 exclusive lead programs like this that are free, and you just kind of use it as a buffet, and, you know, choose which one that you would want. We just have a minute left here, but any other thoughts or any other questions? Hey, Danny, how are you, man?
Hey, Danny.
Oh, I can't hear you, Danny.
I'm okay. How are y'all doing today, sir?
Hey, doing well. And so Danny is actually a real estate agent, but he was a first responder. And now he's got some $1 million ranches going and serving people, and it's just awesome. Did you want to share anything, Danny, else?
Well, I'm sorry, but I've been out all morning. There's some houses that I've been showing, some more clients wanting to buy houses, and I'm grateful to God for that. It caused me to be late, but I just really appreciate all your encouragement to us at all times. Yeah. And I just hope and pray we can all continue to be successful. Yeah. And I thank Ryan and Teresa and everybody, too, who's been helping me along the way, as well as you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Well, you bet, Danny, and you're just amazing. And Danny and I, on Father's Day, we were wishing each other Happy Father's Day, and then he sent me a picture of these 2 just adorable calves that he has at his ranch, and I mean, you know, it's just rocking.
Well, I've never seen twin calves before on the place. I was really surprised to see that. I'm like, wow, one is brown and one is black, and they're mommy and same daddy.
Wow, that's unbelievable. That's just great. Well, just like with them, their blood runs red too, right?
That it does.
Just like us people. Well, that's fabulous. Great. Well, with that, we're at the top of the hour. So as promised, it would be about an hour, but let's do our last sing along a little here. And we love to laugh and have more fun
We love
Love to laugh and have more fun
as we increase our income.
as we
As we
increase
increase our
income.
income,
We can feel our vibration rise
We can
can
feel our
feel our
vibration rise.
rise.
as more and more we magnetize.
As more and more we magnetize.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for being on today. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, Thursday to get all the details of all these goodies is at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I got the link for you there if you want to join us with that, and invite all. That's mainly just for agents and brokers. The today is though for any real estate professionals you can invite to next week, because we do this every week. Same time, same place, same link. And so everything is easy. And I love you all. Thank you all for coming today. And know that everything is coming your way. This is Dr. Hank saying love you. And again, I'm going to turn off the recording. And if you do want to talk about anything and not be on the recording, that you can starting now.